By the time I'm done with you lot, you should be able to charm the birds out of their nests with your smiles. Not literally, but figuratively. Literally would be awkward. The EPA would be all over that. Ms. Chavez, are you in this class? That's a no then. All right. Okay, guys. It's time. You have about 30 seconds each, tops, to stand up, say whose work you reviewed, and say 2 things you liked about it, or 2 things that stood out to you about it. Alright? Everyone clear on that? I'll start to show you how it should go. Alright. Hey there, I'm Charlie Allison. I was in charge of peer reviewing Mr. Gary Saunders' work. Mr. Saunders was quite adept at using the vocabulary in its proper context and proper form. The tenses were good for the most part, and he was able to weave a narrative very quickly using the vocabulary. The one thing he could have improved was, giving some context for the paragraph, because it kind of came out of nowhere. But otherwise, a good solid start, and it showed very clearly that he understood the words he was working with. So that's his work. Very good. Next up, Mr. Dotson, please.
I'm sorry.
Why are we laughing?
We're laughing because we can't talk like an English teacher like you just did.
You don't have to. You just have to talk like yourself.
Okay,
Go on then.
Here we go. I was laughing at that because that stuff is funny. Anyway, I'm Walter Dotson, and I am critiquing Miss Christina Wharton's work. I gave her checks for good punctuation and whatnot. To me, it seems that her use of the words and the context around the words, in other words, the paragraphs that she used were good, well structured. It was a easy read, very easy to understand, and it appears that she's used all the words properly.
All right, excellent. Who's up next?
My name is Christine Morgan. I'm critiquing Walter Dotson's work. He wrote some nice paragraphs. He didn't have any spelling errors. It appeared that some of the words he used, I don't know if the context of them. The structure was good, and it's nice paragraphs, more than a few paragraphs.
Good. All right, Mr. Saunders, did you critique anyone's work? I saw you. Oh, right, that was me. Sorry. This is what happens when you have, odd number of people in the class. I should have had you do someone else's work anyway. But all right, fine. You get passed over like the sacrificial lamb in Egypt. But fine, we'll leave it go. Now then, yes, I can't believe I just made a biblical reference to my class. What's becoming of me?
Thank you.
Cornelius, please, wow us. Do it, man.
Anyone who I am already. I did Cheryl Allison paper.
Thanks.
And her sentences was pretty good. The person didn't know the meaning of the word. He had a definition within that sentence.
Oh, very nice. Clever little structure.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty easy to read.
That is good. All right, that's your thoughts on it? Ms. Anderson, yours. Stand up if you don't mind.
I proofread Mr. Cornelius Baker's work, and I enjoyed it. It was honest and straightforward, describing his experience in the Sugar House Casino. And he used the words that were given in the paragraphs and descriptively. with his opinion about the casino experience.
Excellent. Very good. Now I could be very, very predictable and say, Miss Johnson, please stand up and tell us, but I won't. Instead, I will skip a beat and say, Miss Huff, please. Your opinion on your partner's work.
Hi, I'm Diane Huff, and I critiqued the assignment from Miss Janet Johnson. As far as I can see, she used the words correctly, giving her frame of thought at the time of writing. The words had various synonyms and antonyms. So if you're thinking on one certain synonym, a word that means the same thing, you'll write, your sentence will be patterned after that word. So that's basically how she wrote a lot, with a different synonym than what I was thinking, or something like that. But all in all, it's really enjoyable reading. She patterned it after short stories, and I thought that was ingenious.
Very good. Miss Young, please. Stand up for us. Sorry, I just want to get you on camera.
Yeah.
You'll be in pictures. Crazy. Also, whose phone?
My phone. Sorry.
It's cool. Just, if you silence it, that's fine. What? Or are we casting aspersions over my right to raise an eyebrow?
I was critiquing, I read, telling me was right. Karen. I read it. I apologize.
Speak up, I can't hear you.
I critiqued Karen's writing. And she put all the words in there that you gave. I had to understand, like, how you write a paragraph, it's all together, the same meaning of, like, the first one, every other paragraph follows the same meaning.
Yeah.
But what she did was, she wrote it separately. Like, the word might be in the first paragraph, then the word might be in the second one, the word might be in the third, but it's not all meant to be together. Right? Yeah, she did three paragraphs.
Nice.
So, but she got all the words. She did get all the words. I didn't understand at first, but when I first went to read, I was like, okay, she got a whole paragraph. And then I was like, wait a minute. It's not simple. So I understand what she did, and it came to light that I was, how she did it, and putting the slickness, the word slicker, was like a fox, well mind, and all that. She put it on. She did a good job.
Excellent. Our indomitable friend is next. Miss Downing? I got you covered.
I did the work of Carrie on. I read her story, which I found funny and interesting. And she did use all the words. I felt that she used them properly.
All right. A concise summation, but a good one. Now, Ms. Johnson, bringing up the rear of the pack. What do you have for us?
I have Diane Huff's, and I didn't understand it at first, but I liked how she had a first paragraph with all the words in them, and there was a narrative on the sentences that she did after. So that it was just different to me, but I liked that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? She had a paragraph that gave a narrative of the next sentences with the words included.
Sorry, I can't hear Miss Johnson because people are talking. Can you please reiterate, Ms. Johnson?
And I think she showed that she understood what the words meant. Some of the sentences explain the word. And I liked it.
Excellent. All right. So, how does everyone feel about talking in public in front of your classmates? You raise your hand. You're asking to be picked on. Well, hold forth. How do you feel about it? The camera's on. What?
Depending on the topic. It's a topic I feel confident in.
Fair enough. All right. So, everyone passed their work, marked and unmarked, towards me. I will go over these and fine-tune the mechanics. We'll see these again Wednesday. I greatly look forward to enjoying all of these. What we're going to do now I'm nerving first. That's fine. That's perfectly acceptable. Ready? Excellent. Excellent. What to do now? Did someone just say Dankeschön? Please tell me someone said Dankeschön. That would make my whole day.
I always say that to you.
Sehr gut.
You don't have
Deutsche Sprache.
Work is back.
Very good. Oh, little, right. Yeah, I forgot. Ein bisschen.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh, dear. Not the Irish story.
And the balance of the day to you.
Everyone passed it that way? Yeah. Excellent. This is good. This fills my heart with joy. As much as my heart can be filled with joy. So, here is the way we are going to spend the next. Let's see here. Alright, because I seem to have a bit of a thing for public speaking. Here's what we're going to do. You have until 4:05. And we're doing a little mini assignment. Again, while Ms. Wilma's here, I'm getting the most out of this. Your mini assignment is to, again, find a quote. Everyone with me on that so far?
Yes.
Okay? But one that you think would be helpful if the interviewer in a job interview asks you, what is your greatest weakness? Now find a quote regarding that and use it to answer that very thorny question. And then you're going to stand and present on it. I realize this is a bit like skipping before you've even learned to walk, but I'm curious about what your responses will be.
A quote that describes your greatest weakness.
So I say,
I already got it. I don't got it.
Hold on. Everyone, listen please and pay attention. So, at some point when you graduate the academy, you will have this situation happen. The interview will be going fine, and then they will hit you with a, what I guess in combatives is called a sucker punch, which is a cheap shot. And they'll say, so what is your greatest weakness? And there's really no good way out of this. But both honesty and literary acumen are helpful in dissuading this particular quote, or this particular question. So if you respond with, I had an English teacher who said your greatest weakness is just your greatest strength turned up too high, that's a great quote, and it answers the question. So you say, I'm a bit of a detail freak, or I'm really, focused on perfection, so I make sure a project is done properly. This can seem like I take a long time doing things. But if you preface it with, your greatest strength is your greatest weakness turned up too high, then they're more favorably disposed towards you. A quote is always good for answering a question, in my opinion. Don't do it every time, but some of the time. Also, don't use the one I just used because it's a little bit of cheating.
Look, does this one sound like?
What? You can say, you can do whatever. Right? Alright, so the question has now been modified, thanks to her pointing out. What is your greatest strength or what is your greatest weakness? So find a quote relating to strength or weakness, stand up, and then act as if I have just asked you that in the interview, and explain it to me in under 30 seconds.
Listen to this.
If you think you have something that's good, write it yourself.
Listen to this.
You have that opera now. doesn't have to be a quote. For you.
Okay, so actually describe it.
Or weakness. Or, not and. You can do and or. You can do both if you want. God knows I wouldn't do it with this time limit, but you can if you want.
Look, does this say anything? It is not.
Hold. Get your other students' ideas.
Does this say anything to what you just asked us?
Kind of. I mean, if I ask you, so what's your greatest weakness? Or your greatest strength? And you say it's not happiness that makes us great. Doesn't quite work. The reason I'm having you look up all these quotes, guys, you never know which one of them will get you out of a jam. Also, besides, quit peeking. I can see you with my eyes. Write down what you're going to say. Right, but write down what you intend to say after you're done the quote. Don't wing it. I winged it both times, and I was not very good. So write it down. Have notes. So you're using it to answer a question, and then explain why you use that.
Okay.
Question, so understand. What is your greatest strength for great? You said, or my old friend once said, I think there's a saying that when you're answering an accurate, you have to say, I heard of what once that said. But when you're writing it down, be sure to say exactly what you mean. Still got 2 minutes on the clock. It's okay. Yeah, you think so?
I'm still not adept.
Nicely played. Well done.
But it's helping. I'm still working on being accurate.
Accuracy. We're in room 1 now. Let's see what we can do.
Make sure it's in order. Do you have to type this out?
It helps if you have a few notes on why you back the book. Yep.
That's what Ben always said.
I beg your pardon. I'm not even gonna ask. Yeah? Excuse me? Yes, I got it. Wait, let's write that down. Got a point.
What did you call this?
What? Oh my God! Troy, what have you done with Miss Wilma?
I was a weakness from her bottle. But did you have the words of the day and the other thing?
Yes, we do.
The attendance, I can put it in.
You got it.
And the words of the day? We did the words of the day in the pamphlet?
Yeah.
I forgot which one it was. How did you do?
I'm sorry. What did you do? What did you do?
I don't know, but give me the words of the day.
Fine.
At this point, my mind is like, words of
I'll go up there next year.
There you go. Your copies of only Dirty and someone else who we can't figure out.
It's absent,
Yeah.
dirty, Miss Who's right here?
He's there.
It was unnerving.
Unnerving and Ursa.
We send this to Charlie?
No.
Oh, the words. I'm thinking of the people that were answered. Okay, I have that.
You look so very nice.
Thank you, her.
I just decided I'll go next year. I don't need it yet. You know?
All right, guys. Who here's done? Cornelius, you done? How long have you been done? Excellent. Good.
No, he said he was all done.
All right. This is a camera. It points at you with its pointy metal eye. All right. All right. So, who wants to be first on the block? Because I didn't want you reading your homework. All right. So, Miss Cheryl. I know it's frustrating, but we have a time limit. I'm afraid. It's going to take some time for this to go. Can you give Mr. Saunders your attention? Yes, I'm calling on you right out of the block. I'm adjourned. Stand on up and belt it out, man.
My greatest weakness is my lack of plan. So I like to turn that around to positive strength. I like planning things well ahead of time. I like the logistics that go into it, planning. I think I'm personally satisfied. I plan my days out, I plan my doctor visits out ahead of time. So I don't like
Excellent. Well said. Actually, Baracus, yeah. That's actually, that quote was, I love when a plan comes together. I know when I was in college, I had to read a lot of a German philosopher called Schopenhauer. And he did this exhaustive study of feelings, how many feelings a human being can experience. And he was a big chess player, or a big fan of chess players anyway. The line is blurred. But he said there's no better feeling in the entire world when he's writing this little, treatise on human emotion than of a plan coming together. And I'm pretty sure that survived into being quoted by B.A. Baracus, a.k.a. Mr. T and the A-Team. So hey, Germany, A-Team, now here. Good start. Mr. Cornelius, please.
My weakness, as long as I bear my weakness, I'm stronger than I trust in my strength.
Ah, nicely said. Where'd you get that from?
As long as I fear my weaknesses.
As long as I fear my weakness, I'm stronger than when I trust in my strength.
Huh. I like the other one you have. Rudeness is a weak man's imitation of strength. Well said. Never put off tomorrow. Yeah. Mr. Cornelius has used an interesting tactic that I think should be replicated in pulling several and then picking the one that he ultimately likes the most. He had 4 quotes up on his document, so if you find one you like,
That's what I
don't
did,
go on
but I just wrote it
Facebook
down.
or your email, but pull 3 or 4 others just so you can be sure. It's a good way of doing it. Miss Cheryl, I'm afraid I'm going to bounce around a bit and pick you next.
I don't have to stand for this, do I?
You don't have to. I mean, I can get you just as easily sitting down as I can standing up.
Thank you.
Haha.
My greatest weakness is my lack of patience.
Hmm.
My strength is to solve my own problems. Preparation. These are the quotes.
Yeah.
Preparation. Sometimes life gives you the test before you've had time to learn the lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And the strength is, do you know what is hard about being strong? It's when nobody cares to ask if you're hurt.
Oh.
Both quotes are descriptive of describing my personality because I enjoy organizing. Quote number 1 fits me perfectly. The second quote describes me because no one sees my strength through my weakness, but I can hide the hurt in many ways.
Well put. There's an essay in that. Well done. Oh, come on, we can do better with applause than that. Right, so you guys are so stingy with your applause. We have to get like a laugh track in here or something.
We're tired.
Well, it is 4:10. We gotta get going. We have to go over the homework. There's a lot of stuff to do. Miss Morton, go away. Not go away. Take it away. My apologies.
We didn't like that.
Slip of the tongue. But the look on your face, to be fair, was priceless.
My quote comes from the Bible, the New International Version, and this is my life scripture. About 2 years ago, I went through a stricken where I couldn't walk, I couldn't wash myself, I couldn't do anything for myself. So my weakness would be just dealing with my infirmities. And as I was going through that, it really was. Let me just read my scripture first. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. My first point is, when we're going through things, we can't understand what we're going through. To me, that power made perfect in weakness when the Lord spoke of that. Just taking something bad that happens to you, just put yourself in your shoes. Like if you can't take something away from yourself that would matter to you. To me, it was my health. I couldn't wash myself. I couldn't dress myself. I couldn't do anything for myself. It was such a humbling experience, and it just affected me in a manner that it really changed me. But I learned to appreciate things that I couldn't do. It gave me a better understanding. I appreciate everything that I could do for myself, and it encouraged me in a way that it changed my focus. What I thought was important to me, I learned really wasn't that important. But I thank God just for that opportunity to learn, and I thank God for just bringing me through and just getting me through.
Well done. All right, Mr. Dodson,
Yeah.
you're up, man.
Okay. This is my quote. Be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind.
Dr. Seuss.
Brilliant.
Yes, I'm stuck on this day.
Nice.
My comment, I like this because it is exactly the way that I think about life and how it should be addressed at any given time.
Stop, fella. Miss Johnson?
Yes.
No, we didn't.
Mine is the wise does at once what the fool does last.
Nice.
And that for me is a reminder not to be a procrastinator. Something needs to be done, you should jump on it and get it done.
Quite right.
It's a wise, the wise does at once what the fool does last.
You know.
The earliest bird catches the worm. This quote was said by William Campbell, and it represents me. That's one of my strong points. I always try to be early and on time wherever I go.
Punctuality.
She's good for it.
Very good. All right. Miss Young? I'll hit the full circle. After you.
Time is of the essence. Just after you just doing what I was doing. Time is of the essence because we be rushing. Like say you driving and a person rushing right past you, but they rushing to go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And time is there for those who try to walk fast, be taking walking doing 2 steps, but actually they doing 3. So they really rushing to go nowhere because in the end we all get stopped at that red light. You know, I know me personally, like if I'm say coming to school in the morning, I'm rushing and all of a sudden I got 50 other things that I gotta do when I think I got everything before I go out that door.
Yeah.
And I'll be saying, oh my God, I'm gonna miss this bus. Oh man, the bus coming at 8:46. Oh man, this is 8:43 that I'm rushing. I rush down there and I still miss the bus. Because I'm banking on the time I should be somewhere. You know, so sometimes you just gotta slow down in life and take your time. You know, because you might go so fast, you might miss something important that you really need to see.